Hi guys. So my question was to interview someone from my culture who went to a foreign country for a minimum of 12 years. So I decided to interview my uncle John Pereira, who went to the US for about 14 years. Yeah. But bear in mind, this happened 30 years ago, which was in a different era. It was in a different paradigm altogether. So I'll be taking this opportunity to look at a different angle, which investigates communicating across cultures then and now. So let's see what he has to say.
Um, I was pretty much exposed to a lot of foreigners while I was growing up anyway, so there's not much of a big shock to me. That was all before the internet days, so pretty much we winged it. I think most of the people that I hung around were with extroverts. The things we have in common, that's how you build on something. You speak about it, that's how you build relationships on things that you have common on, and then you move on to the next thing and the next thing. Of course, it's going to be a lot different. Growing up in your own culture, you would have had a long time to adapt to it. So again, you have to readapt to a different culture. And likewise, when you come back, you're going to require a little bit more readjustment. So they're very, they're very open on that. And here I find people to be very still, very reserved. I think the most important thing is to be yourself. Don't try to be something that you're not. You'll be able to see through it, and they brand you as such. And that will cost you quite a bit as you move along. You're not reserved anymore. I mean, from my observation, I think the kids in this country have come out of their shell, so to speak. They're not the same as kids were 30 years ago. Definitely not. Why export media? Media, it's your main thing. And one thing that I can say is being a movie buff myself, growing up, I think that was a main ingredient in my success in being able to mix it all really well. I think it was largely due to media.
Now that you've heard what he has to say, allow me to just introduce a few key terms here and there. So the first one is agenda setting. And agenda setting states that the media does not exactly tell us what to think, but it does tell us indirectly what to think about. The next one is the paradigm of the limited effects theory. And this paradigm states that media's influence is hard to locate, and it only reinforces opinions and viewpoints. Now, the third key point that I'd like to introduce is the paradigm of cultural studies. And in this paradigm, it is believed that media does affect the society because it affects how it is created, how it is learned, how it is shared, and how it's applied. So now you know all the basic terms. So this is where things get a little bit confusing. Okay, so let's recap a little bit of what John Pereira said. He said that 30 years ago, he had no prior information before moving to the US except for the fact that he was exposed to foreigners, which means the only information he did have of them was through personal experience, right? Okay. He also said he was a movie buff. Now, integrating limited effects theory into his situation, it suggests that the movies that he liked only reinforce his opinion, which is of a positive viewpoint, which made it so much easier for him to communicate in that day and age. Hence, the intercultural communication which he successfully made happen. Now we're going to investigate the now, which is the cultural theory paradigm. Okay, So, this paradigm studies the changes in social life due to media. Bear in mind the fact that media affects society because it affects the way society is created, learned, shared, and applied. Right? Safe to say that media is so much more infused into our culture today because it's there from the get-go. It is how society is built. Now we take into consideration the agenda setting theory. It tells us what to think about. And because the internet was born in this paradigm, it gives us more chances to think about certain issues, which means stereotype is not only present but it is reinforced each time that it is aired per se through media, because media affects how our society is created, learned, shared, and applied. I really hope I'm spelling it out for you. Okay, after studying both eras and comparing both of them, it is safe to say that stereotype is on the rise and it is becoming an issue in today's age, which becomes an hindrance to the easy flow of communication between cultures.